Hello folks, so hopefully this is the first of what will be a successful set of videos that we're hoping to do. I'm Dave Tomlinson and this is...
Blimey. You make a crap Green Cross code, man, I tell you. Look right. No,
Darth
just cross
Vader,
road.
Green Cross Crow, Dave Prowse, go on anyway.
May the fourth be with you.
Yes.
Hi, yes, I'm Robert Endeacott. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending what time you're watching
whatever
this.
time you're watching, and when
Yeah.
you play it over and
Thank
over
you.
and over again. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
It
thank
is
you
now
for watching.
2022, so we recorded this years ago. So just say a little bit about what we're trying to do. This is just a few chats, etc. We'll be talking everything about Leeds United. Hopefully people will like it. If they don't like it, don't come back. If they do like it, just press. I don't know where I'm supposed to be pressing, but just press and come back again because we'll be doing a series of these. Now, the first one, just to describe this through, so it might be worth, Rob, saying where the title came from and also telling me why it's X rather than Y. So here, I say Revie, or I always have. The man says exactly how it should be, and he'll tell you why. But if I turn that over to you, Rob, so the name.
Okay, right. Well, it's called Nice and Revie in almost tribute to my favourite band, which is the Stranglers, who had a great single called Nice and Sleazy. And part of the chorus is Nice and Sleazy does it every time. Funnily enough, Nice and Sleazy was objected to by a certain Mr. Frank Sinatra, who had Nice and Easy. And he complained, and I think the Stranglers had a good think about it and then said, "Fuck off, Frank." Anyway, excuse my French there. I try not to swear, but I don't try very hard, obviously. And yes, it's Revie. It's Don Revie. It's not Revie. It's Revie. And how do I know? Well, I've met members of the family. I've always asked them that as well. My mum met Don Revie in the early 70s and asked him pointedly how to pronounce his surname. The reason my mum met him is because my dad was on the ground staff at Ellen Road for about 26 years, starting from around 1970, I believe. I don't remember very well. I was only 5 at the time. And yeah, therefore, he joined Leeds because he loved Leeds United and he absolutely worshipped Don Revie. And yeah, I have been lucky enough to meet. I met Don when I was a kid, but so that doesn't really count. I know I get that, but since then I've met Duncan, who's passed away since, and I've met Kim, his daughter, Don's daughter, and also one of the grandkids. Whose name I bloody
You told me.
Sorry, it's been a long day. Funnily enough, I was explaining all this yesterday as well to somebody, but you can read about that, folks, in The Athletic.
Hang on, Rob. No advertising.
Yeah, you can read about that in The Athletic.
Athletic. Tonight, read it anyway. So I suppose just on that, it's really odd then, a lot of the players always talking about Don Revie. And I know Charlton, he didn't even use the Don, did he? It was about Revie. So I don't know. Do you know why that is?
I think in the early days of Don's management at Leeds, I think him and Jack were probably quite sparring. I know Jack used to wind Les Cocker up as well a lot, and he used to call him Cocker. So he probably called Don Revie because he might well have thought it was pronounced Revie, but he will have definitely said it in not exactly complimentary terms, just to wind him up, because he could start an argument in an empty room. Could Jack? We all know that, and I absolutely loved him. So I'm not dissing anybody saying that. The players I've met loads of the players, and most of them do or did say Revie, but what can I say? It's 100% Revie. Always has been.
Is that right? Jack Charlton, he had a birthday party, invited all his favourite people, and they came, and the phone books wouldn't take it. Is that right?
I've no idea.
Oh, Rob, it's a joke. So
I didn't hear it.
in a phone box, he invited all his mates.
I thought you said phone books. You weirdo, Brummy.
Right.
Type.
We'll edit. I am not Brummy. Yeah. We'll edit that out. But anyway.
Right then, if you say Revie ever again, I'm calling you a Brummy.
You said it again. I am not a Brummy. I was told, because I used to be at Lancashire. I was told I speak exactly like them on what's it called in the West Midlands. You're from Birmingham, you are. But now my wife realises I'm not, and I just say to her, "Well, you Blackburn lot, you're just like the Dingles, aren't you? They have this Burnley Blackburn to anyway."
Insulting.
Yeah. Anyway, I suppose the other thing, the reason why I know it's Revie as opposed to Revie, is that bloke Clough. He always used to call him this bloke it Revie, Revie.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it stands to reason. Anyway, so that's sort of stuff you're going to get from us a bit going back before the war when we were all kids. But I suppose just coming up to date, yeah, just coming up to date a bit. Right at the start of a really busy week, something that's going to be crucial. That's what we're going to spend quite a bit of time on. But I suppose it's just contrasting fortunes this last week. So tell me, Rob, what was it like immediately after Watford, and what's it like now? Now, immediately after they did it to us again.
Well, are we surprised that the three main challengers won? Not really. I think the Sheffield United result was looking a little bit unpredictable almost, because it was 1-1 for ages and then they just. But I was looking at the stats sort of thing of each game, and Sunderland and Burnley had them wrapped up pretty quickly, I think. But yeah, Sheffield United gave us a little bit of hope and then dashed it. But you see, that's this division for you. I mean, I genuinely didn't think they'd drop points, any of them. But having said that, I didn't put any money on it either. So we were. I mean, we're so good at the moment, and I'm very, very pleasantly surprised how we picked it up again against Watford. I just wish we'd have started like this earlier in the season for away games, because we were straight at them. Whereas the Burnley game, not too long back, 0-0, we were there for a draw, even though we were at least trying to score, because Burnley were just a disgrace. But unfortunately, I think Burnley might have put their ideas up a little bit more now as well. I think we've got
two goals don't make a summer.
No, but they're. I think they put their ideas up, mate, and that it is an incredible record, their defensive record. Ours is not exactly shoddy, is it? Let's be honest.
You're bloody right. Well, any normal season, 20 clean sheets, that's some going, especially after the Hull game and, standing by that bloke in goal, Iceman, standing there, incredible that. But I'd also just want to pick up, Rob, there was this thing we've talked before about the Millwall game, the cup, and how you get the press about, look, long run, unbeaten runs gone. Will that destabilise? But it wasn't great. But what do you expect around it? But I did want to pick up two guys that were playing there, Mateo, Joseph, and Guillavogui. So it's just very good. I have to laugh at myself at that.
Trebon.
Yeah, all right. But big opportunity for them, and I have to say, they was shit. But is it worth just reflecting on that a little bit in terms of what do you think caused that, and what do you think would need to happen, certainly to sort Mateo out?
Right. Well, first of all, if it's Guillavogui or whatever, if that's how you pronounce it, is that a good effort? Guillavogui. I'm going to put a je because I like it. It sounds more French. He is French, isn't he?
He certainly is.
He was centre half again, there wasn't he?
No, he's playing midfield. They were talking about he might be at the centre back, but they played, as far as I remember, they played Ampadu at the back and he played in. I remember there was this one. I thought,
strolled forward.
And I thought, bloody hell, bees knees here. Because I remember when he first played, they were all going, yeah, every time he touched the ball. But then after that, couldn't trap to save his life.
Right. Well,
Carlton Palmer risk.
Well, even Carlton Palmer scored some cracking goals for us. He wasn't always
he couldn't
bad.
trap a ball, though, could he?
He could trap a sack of spuds better. I'll be honest.
He could tap a ball further than the most players could kick it. Isn't that right? Anyway,
his second touch was a tackle. I know, we get it. But anyway, but I think we've seen enough of Guillavogui to think that he's a decent player. But yeah, he didn't play well. And Mateo Joseph played terribly against Millwall. But we've seen him play a lot better many times. So I don't know. He had a stinker, mate. I couldn't work it out. I don't know what was going on. And 10 changes in the team. Obviously, So you're not going to get flowing movement straight away, are you? And you're not going to get a settled, balanced team,
I
really.
thought some of it was down to him just trying too hard. He's got because you saw what it was like when he scored against what's the place Cardiff in there, and the team spirit around that and the emotional that. So it's clearly he's desperate for a goal. Clearly he's just trying too hard. But it's this thing about you know just chill out. But who am I to say stuff like that? I think it's all
Well,
in your head with stuff like this.
yeah, I mean, it's a cliche, but is the shirt too heavy for him? I don't know. I think he's been there. He's got pretty high levels standards already, hasn't he?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
playing for Spain under 21s or whatever. So he's done well there and he's proven himself there. So I think it'll come, but. I'm hoping that was just a one-off. I mean, he came on against Watford as well,
yeah.
but he didn't have a lot of time then. And I mean, if you've ever played footy, 11 time, come on as sub. No, it doesn't matter what level. Honestly, it
Yeah,
genuinely doesn't matter what level. If you're trying your best, you come on as sub late on. You know you're not going to have a great game, and
yeah,
even if you do have a great game, you're going to do something or regret it, or something's not going to go right.
yeah.
And I think he just looks too eager to please. But having said that as well, we've seen Farke arm around the shoulder almost each match of late with Joseph, and it's almost like he's talking to him, say, you don't worry, mate,
Yeah.
you will be in next time or whatever. So I think we've got a great man manager there. I also think there's a good player in Joseph. Maybe he's not right for Leeds. Maybe he's not right for the system we play. I mean, because we don't really play out and out striker type
No.
attacking, do we? Which and that's why we got rid of Gelhardt for a while as well, because he just wasn't getting a look in. No one knows
Well,
his best position either.
I know, but it's again when he came through. I remember scoring again, or not scoring, but playing really well against Man United, like just for Bielsa went. Then sometimes it's just not right. But I did want to talk a little bit about transfer window. What transfer window? Because I was going to ask just in the context of that. Apparently, 10 million quid bid from him for Mateo. So, what do you reckon? Do you reckon we should have taken that, or what? Because it seemed to be rejected pretty quick.
Well, if that's true, if it did really happen, and who am I to cast doubt on it? But if that did happen, no, we shouldn't have sold him anyway because we haven't got anybody to replace him.
Got Bamford. That.
Yeah, like I say, we haven't got anybody to replace him.
After.
Well, no, that's life, isn't it, mate? But, people seem to love or hate Bamford. Hate seems to be the more common thing at the moment, which is just unfair. I mean,
Yeah,
no player, despite what your demeanour is, no player walks out onto that pitch wearing a Leeds shirt and means to do poorly
I
or
know.
means to get bloody injured. So I don't know. There's an awful lot of diatribe about players that we should be respecting, and just because appearances mislead doesn't mean you should just bank everything on. Yeah, I hate him because he's a lazy bastard earning 75 grand a week or whatever. It's just not fair. It's not reasonable.
It's like at the start of the season when they flogged what's his face, Reuter,
Yeah,
and it was like world beater, world beat. I remember a year before. They were not despising him, but they were mocking him for he couldn't control the ball, all that chop, and suddenly goes from like that. I think it's this social media stuff. You're either bee's knees or you're bloody awful. And I think actually this is what think Farke does really well. He keeps it really balanced. It's neither one or the other. Absolutely right. Really good from that point of view. But just going on a bit. So I said right at the start, absolutely crucial week coming up to probably the two biggest games we've got left. So just in terms of that, what's your reflections on them two? Sunderland first next week, and then Blunts.
Well, I won't be entirely happy if we don't win, but if we don't lose both and we draw both, then that won't be too bad. But I fully expect us to beat Sunderland. I think they're a decent attacking side. In fact, that's their strength, I'd say, up front. Getting into attacking positions, but they're not strong all around the pitch, and that's where our advantage is. We are strong at every area, even in goal, despite what a lot of people say. When you've got a tight when you've got a tight defence, and he owes one. So I tell you, you watch Mateo pop up with a score from a corner, last minute header.
No, stay back.
But it's I've got a lot of respect for Sunderland. I don't know. I don't hate them like a lot of people do, and I know they hate us. One of my
Everybody
best
hates
mates
us,
is
though. That's what
yeah.
makes
One of
life
my
worth
best
living.
mates. Yeah, very true. One of my best mates is a Mackham, and he's got sort of begrudging admiration. But I can tell he still hates us, and he never
It's great.
never shuts up about fucking 1973. Christ's sake! I mean,
73, what
well
was
played,
that?
lads.
What was that?
Hey, they
Oh,
won the FA Cup, mate.
yeah, but wasn't that where we were cheated twice by refs? No, that was another time. Oh, that was when we cheated the other time, and the other time, and the other time, and that
Yeah,
what's the fella? Stokey, Harry Stokey. He was anyway.
Stoker.
I
Okay.
know,
But we
I know,
weren't
really.
cheated. We weren't cheated in that. In fairness, no. I'm a mature and reasonable man,
So is that
despite
what you're going to
the
say
groups.
when we play Hamface's team?
Ham face or pie
Yeah,
face.
you get that, you get that. You've seen it. It's supposed
Yes.
to come out on social media sandwich with the
Is
ham
it?
and the
Yeah, I mean, social media's got a lot to answer for sometimes. Sometimes it just makes people laugh that they almost lose the thread on an iPod, iPad,
Hang on, I'm gonna tell
podcast.
you this. I'm
What
gonna
the
tell you
fuck?
this. What sorry, what came up earlier on my Facebook feed. It was like the Matrix. And it was the matron. And it's Williams Mia. It's funny at the time. Anyway, back to you, Rob. I don't want to interrupt. And just keep
Uh,
up with it. Just keep up.
Yeah, Sheffield United. A draw will be a good result there, place, but a win, I wouldn't be surprised for us, and would be a fantastic result. And let's kick them, let's get them
Yeah.
both shitting themselves, and let's just march on.
Well, I suppose there's other things in there. Some of this is about what's in your head rather than how you go into it. And I think it's this thing about if we show them too much respect, last thing you want to do. And I think we've got to take that balance between risk taking, but we don't want to let them in. But I think it's worth a few risks just in terms of that. And I suppose it's that thing against Burnley. Whether we should have gone for it in that game or in retrospect, it's a decent point. I don't know. But I think it's really difficult as a Leeds fan see it how others see it because they're all thinking that we're going to romp this. But going through, you get this, what's the face, Burnley and Sunderland. Actually, they're tracking down Sheffield United. That's where the pressure is. And I think we just need to see it like that and just
Yeah.
go out and enjoy it. He said, like he's played all these games anyway.
Well, in fairness to you there, Dave, I mean, that's good sense, but also the players are looking like they're enjoying it. And
Yeah, they
Farker,
are.
I think Farker's managed it fantastically. Like I say, I wish we'd have gone at opposing teams' away games earlier in the season because we've clearly had the talent to do that.
Yeah,
The Burnley game was a must-not-lose
yeah,
one,
absolutely. Yeah,
unfortunately. I'm not sure I agree with that. We still deserved to win that, and we didn't deserve to lose to them at home either.
no, tell me
But they
about it.
put Yeah, but Burnley put in a good performance. To be fair to them, very defensive minded, and we missed. We should have had a
Rob,
penalty, and we missed a sitter.
Rob,
Yeah,
let's not be fair to anybody because they're not fair to us. That's my principle.
yeah,
And I'll tell you one,
but being fair, David,
David.
is a responsible, mature attitude, and it shows that we are better people than
Yes,
them fuckers.
and if only the referees followed suit
Agreed.
occasionally. Have you ever seen a decent referee to Leeds game in the last 5 years? I think there was one quite recently. There was one that I really thought
Oh,
did a good job.
you've just
Seven
answered
nil,
your own
seven
question.
nil, wasn't it? No, it's 7-0.
It's a funny one. Anyway, back to Sunderland game. We won't be overcautious against them because we're at home. We'll take it
Yeah,
to them, and I think we'll soundly beat them. Sheffield United away. I think Farker will be just saying again. I hope in a way not, but I think he'll be saying, "Just do not lose this game."
yeah.
Make it as boring as you like. It's a funny one, really, because I think we can all see the Burnley game was a good example. They were there for the taking, but we didn't do it until really the last minute. But we were still by far the better team. The
Yeah,
only one who really wanted to win the match.
yeah.
But I think, the only thing that I'm worrying about is the impending doom of international break because we will lose, rather, a few of the players will be representing their countries. And will we lose them through injury or even last year? Remember Wales losing that vital playoff
I've
match.
heard just in the week before the internationals, there's a suddenly flu outbreak and everyone's injured. It's like old. What's his face? Oh, what's his face? No, lads, don't go. You stay here. I'll have a word with Alf. But you'd hope when you're anyway.
Well, even then, you see, I think the authorities are trying their best to screw it all up for us because we're playing something like 4 games in, I don't know, is it 9 days or something ridiculous?
Well, it's that thing as well. I understand the next time we play a 3:00 kickoff on a Saturday, it's the end of March. Can you believe? It's when you're popular and good, like me. They do it to me all the time. They give me such a hard time in my life. I tell you, when you're good, fantastic.
Naturally,
but you're so humble as well. Oh, sorry, Rob.
Yeah,
just get delusions there.
What can you do? I can't think what it is, but it's a bittersweet thing with Leeds United. It's a bittersweet thing with Leeds United because we are very popular, and much as we all like shouting Sky TV is effing S. The point is we are on all the time, and the reason we're on all the time, just about all the time, is because we're so popular. So
did you see that? Sorry, did you see? Sorry to interrupt, but I have to say that. Did you see that thing on Facebook the other day? They got the Sky camera and he's going.
No.
Have a look. Anyway, go on. I'm going to not interrupt you again.
I think I've finished, Santa. I can't remember.
I don't know. Was it about Guillavogui we were talking? I can't remember.
Oh, actually, yes. Good point. He was a good signing, late signing, if I remember rightly. Not a lot of money, but his personality as a character off the pitch, his experience and his influence over possibly younger and less experienced players, I think it's crucial. He's a great guy. You can tell he's a great guy. He loves being here as well. Even if he's on the subs bench, don't come on. You see him at end of match, he's laughing and joking away. And it won't be because I'm getting 20 grand a week. It'll be because I'm part
of the players as well. It's the other players, they really respect him. And it's that thing about until the last couple of years, we've had this situation of no leads on the pitch. I think it's completely different now. And someone like that makes all the difference in the dressing room, changing rooms. I think he does make a real difference. I could go and do that. They could to Robert. Just because you bell him. Daniel, I'm a good guy.
They won't understand your accent, mate.
Hey, what?
Cheers.
Rob, I think we've bored people.
It's tea, by the way.
Now. What? Tea, is it?
Yorkshire tea.
Well, that's just straight vodka, apparently. It isn't. It's water, honestly. So I think we've gone on enough. We will come back and do another of these. I know we're going to do that. Whether you like it or not, we're still going to do it going through. I'll say now. And get it right this time, Rob. So it's good night for me, and it's...
Yeah, good night.
From him!
Good afternoon.
Good night from him!
I'm not fucking two Ronnies, you know.
No, I am, but you can be the straight man. Come on.
Neither of them are straight men, no, two Ronnies. This is where you get it wrong. I mean, I thought you'd know better. So with Morecambe and Wise, which was a straight man?
Oh, Rob, are you still talking? I didn't realise. Sorry, mate. Anyway. Nice and Revie does it. Hey!
You brummy wanker.
Stop it.
Shit, man.